We talk about homelessness a lot on this story because it's a huge problem, especially about what's happening here in the Portland area. But we know the crisis really has no borders. And so tonight we're going to take you out to Seaside, where Tim Gordon profiled the homeless problem earlier this year. And now the city has approved a homeless camping ordinance.
From a distance, the coastal city of Seaside is like most of us know it to be, a beautiful place to live and visit. On the ground, it has some of the same problems of bigger cities, including homelessness and affordable housing. For more than a year, Seaside leaders have been working on ways to manage its homeless crisis. And this week, they voted to approve an ordinance.
Establishing camping regulations, definitions, and a program for temporary camping, prohibited camping, penalties, and enforcement.
The ordinance sets up a system for homeless camping in vehicles and tents with different rules for public and private property. As it stands, there are unsanctioned camps, the biggest and most obvious being at 12th and Acanicum, a city-owned lot with 20 or so cars, vans, campers, and RVs. It's been here for more than a year, just 3 doors down from Russ Mead's home.
I mean, it went from this was the idyllic place that we decided to retire to literally we're living in a slum. I mean, if you look up the definition of a slum, this is it.
People and problems do come and go from here, although some long-term campers say they've tried to be good neighbors.
Yeah, I just pretty much take care of people that need help, you know.
Robert Ireland is the unofficial mayor of the camp. The ordinance, as approved, will not allow something this big.
It's not really fair. I mean, I see both sides of it. People around here that have spent $500,000 on their house, they don't want to look at a bunch of tents and trailers, but, you know, if there was a better lot, we would go to it.
In fact, the city has chosen a half-dozen public streets in Seaside, some places more removed from houses than others, where temporary permits up to 3 weeks will be required, vehicles must be registered, and camping is only allowed from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m.
With this new initiative, a lot of us can't afford to do a daily move, you know?
Jason Seymour has lived in Seaside for 20 years, and he works at the local Goodwill. But he is only recently homeless and staying in the camp.
Legitimately, I lost my other half, so I don't have a second income of stability to attend getting into an apartment again, but I've been saving for that.
A lack of affordable housing is a core problem. Seaside is full of expensive homes and vacation rentals.
I clean vacation rentals, and they rent usually for about $400 and $500 a night.
Colleen Brady lives and works here, and as for this camp,
I'm very frustrated. I feel sorry for them. I understand they have a thing, but there's got to be another alternative than this.
Let's all just remember to be respectful and gracious to each other.
Despite that plea, the frustration got intense at times at this week's city council meeting.
Fix it. I'm tired of seeing junk, needles, drugs everywhere we go.
The unpaid volunteer elected officials heard an earful, and a majority of it from people against setting rules that allow regulated camping in the city.
We have more hard drugs like heroin and meth, more unregistered RVs on our streets, more tents back in the Mill Pond vicinity than ever before.
Of course, the camping is already going on. We came to Seaside 2 months ago and talked to Mayor Jay Barber and Council Member Tita Montero about the city's year-long effort to come up with solutions that involved multiple community forums, workshops, and the rest. We saw one solution already in place, a new warming shelter that serves as a homeless resource center year-round, run by local nonprofits. Montero led a lot of the work to develop a vision and plan to address homelessness.
Councilor Montero, no.
Ironically, she was one of 2 no votes for the ordinance that she feels needs changes.
And I'm going to ask that if we think there are things we have to fix in this amendment, that we do it as rapidly as we put this ordinance through. I'm very angry about this.
But in the end, the majority voted yes. And Montero was down at the Acanicum camp the next day, explaining to people where things stand, which includes their need to prepare to move. And that includes Richard Sanders, recently unemployed and disabled. He sold his car so he could buy this van for him and his dog to live in. Now he's part of the Seaside homeless community.
I say us. It feels weird saying us because there's not an us. We're people.
Like everyone, Richard has his own story, and this is a tough chapter. He's frustrated.
But you know what? deal with it, people. You got either you want to step up and try and be part of the solution, or you're part of the problem. Really, that's what it is.
In Seaside and other communities, the homeless crisis is just that.
It's not what I want, it's not what anybody wants, and it shouldn't be what the folks here want. I mean, they don't want to live in a place where there's no power, no water, no sewage. They want something different. We all want something different. This is wrong and is failing.
Tim Gordon joins us now. Tim, that was a really interesting look at that problem in Seaside, and I think your story shows it's really tough to please everyone.
Yeah, for sure, Pat. Even the woman who really has been spearheading this effort in Seaside, Tita Montero, is not satisfied. So as we said, she voted against the ordinance, thinking that it needs improvements, especially in the area of private property camping. Residents expressed concerns about that as well.
But it sounds like there is some kind of opportunity for at least some improvements through this ordinance?
Yeah, for sure. In fact, it can be amended, and some of the councilors said they voted in favor with the expectation it is a work in progress and can be improved. So this isn't over for those working on it, and frankly, for those who are dead set against any homeless camping, even with rules. Pat?
Thanks, Tim. It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. Thanks a lot.